Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of, yeah, I don't care what he's talking about, but it's vaguely interesting. This is Simple Logic, because logic is simple. I think this will be episode 3, and this particular game is called Futoshiki, if I'm pronouncing it right. Basically, in this case, once again, we're looking for 1 through 4 in our rows and our columns. In this case, you'll notice that there's little greater than, less than symbols, okay? Now, they're not positioned how we'd normally think of them in math, but basically this one means that this box is greater than this box, and this box is greater than this box. Good enough. So, what can we figure out? Well, we know in this, since we're still following normal other rules of this type of logic game, 1 through 4 need to be used vertically here. There's a 1 here, that has to be a 4, that has to be a 1. We didn't even have to mess around with the greater than or less than symbols here. Now, horizontally, we need 2 and 3. There's a 3 there, that has to be a 2, this has to be a 3. Now here we get into this greater than. This has to be greater than this box. Well, the 2 and 4 are left, so that can't be a 4. Why? Because 3 is not greater than 4. So that must be the 2. I said that 2. That has to be the 4. Okay, well that's fun. Now down here, what do we know? We know that the 1 can't go in this box because 1 is not greater than 2, 3, or 4, right? Since the 1 can't go here, in this vertical line, that must be the 1, this must be the 4. Now the 4 is going to be greater than the 1 or the 3 that's remaining for this row. So that's good. But because of this 1 here, we know it can't go here. So this must be the 1, this must be the 3. Now we're just autofills. That's a 4, that's a 2. And you just played Futoshiki, or something to that effect. I'm honestly not sure how it's pronounced. Can we do a medium on this, or are we going to get confused? Oh my goodness, look at the size of this one. All right, maybe I'll wind up looking like a dumbass. You'd be like, why are we trying to learn logic from him? He doesn't understand it himself. But believe it or not, I actually do. But what I want to do is not use a pen and paper. So you'll notice in this case, now we're using 1 through 5, and there's a lot more greater than, less than symbols, right? So the alligator jaws open always means that that box is going to be greater than the one it's pointing to, etc., all the way around the grid. So let's start where we only, the only place we have numbers right now. We have 3 and 1. So we need 2, 4, and 5. Well, greater than, this must be the 2. Why? Because it's not greater than the other 2 numbers. So there's going to be a 4 and 5 in some order over here. We technically have no idea as of yet. What else do we know? This box is greater than this box, which must be at least a 2 because the 1 is here, right? So this must be at least a 3, but it can't be a 3 because the 3 is here. So if it's a 4, 4 is greater than and it's less than. Now, if it was a 5, it could be greater than, but it couldn't be less than whatever's in this box. So this must be a 4, assuming my logic is correct. I'm pretty sure it is. The only one that's greater than a 4, that must be the 5. Now over here we have a 2 and a 1 left. Well, this can't be the 1 because it has to be greater than. So that's the 2. This is the 1. Look at us go. Now we may be wrong. I guess we'll find out. 4 has to be greater than a bunch of other things. 1, that has to be greater than that, which has to be greater than that. So, in that case, we know that this can't be the 5 or the 4, right? Because that has to be 2 numbers greater than it. Is that helpful right now? Let's see. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. So that can't be the 2. It can't be the 3. It could be the 4, where the 5 would be left here, right? Do we want to go there yet? I'm not sure. If this is the 4 would be, this could be the 3, the 2, the 1. Well, it couldn't be the 1, but all right. Let's see. I still feel like we should be looking here. Right? So It could be the 5, greater than 4, greater than 3 or 1. That's, I mean, 2. We know this can't be the 2 because of this 2. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so here's the way this logic works here. So because of this 1, assuming everything we've done so far is correct, this 1 is here, which means there can't be another 1 here. This block can't be the 2 because of this 2, right? So that has to be the 3. Well, why does it have to be the 3? Because this one has to be larger, and that one has to be larger. Now, on the row, that remains to be a 2. We are on fire. And when I say that, I mean it's really effing hot today. I'm in the Northeast. It's somewhere in the mid-90s, which means in my room, it's somewhere a little over 100 because, well, I'm poor and I don't have AC. That's okay. Stay hydrated, friends. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so this 5 and this 5 tells us that this cannot possibly be a 5, but it could still be a 4. So we're going to leave that alone for the time being. What do we have? These two numbers have to be greater than 2. They're 4 and 5. There's a 4 here, leaving this to be a 5. 4 goes here. I'm feeling all right about this. We have a 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 1 in this column. 3, 5, 1. So this can't be a 5 because of that 5. But this has to be greater than this, which means this can't be the 5 either, because we're only going 1 through 5. That leaves that to be the 5, which means this must be the 3, because it has to be larger than the remaining number, which is the 1. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 5s, which means the remaining 5 is going to be in this column and this row, right? Because we already have this column, this column, this column, and that column done. We have that row, that row, that row, and that row done. So by logic, without even having to mess around with anything, we say this column and this row, that's a 5. Almost feels like cheating to do it that way, but it's not. It's all logic. Now we have a 1 and 4 remaining here, which we cannot figure that out yet. We have a 1, 2, 3 remaining here, which is interesting. We have a 2, 3, 4 remaining here. 2 can't go here. 2 can't go here because the 1, this box is not a 1. And since the 2 can't go here, because 2 would only be greater than 1, which is already there, right? And a 2 can't go here, that must be the 2. And by process of elimination or low-level logic, that is a 3. What is greater than 2? Well, we have a 1, 2, 4 left in this row. 1 is not greater than 2. 2 is not greater than 2. 4 is greater than 2. Okay. This row has 1 and 2 left. Because of this 2, that can't be a 2, must be a 1. This is a 2. And now everything is just an autofill. 1, da, 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 that's a 4. Do, 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 this is a 1. Ba, da, ba, da, da, that's a 3. And guess what? We did it right. Why? Because logically simple logic is simply logic simple. Or I think I need to drink more water. It's